Kevin Prendergast, Director of Wealth Management at the Retirement Network, Leland Smith. I'm recording this video on Friday, November 18th. Just yesterday, the IRS published the most recent minimum present value segment rates. I'll put those up on the screen in a moment. We're getting close to the end of the year, and I think it's important to be really specific about who this video might be actionable for. It's not actionable for everyone. The intent of this video is not to say that if you're an AT&T employee, you need to retire before the end of the year. That is not the intent of this video. Rather, if you are an AT&T employee who is pension eligible, who has achieved the modified rule of 75, and is within a couple of years of leaving AT&T, either to retire completely or go work somewhere else, and last but not least, has a strong preference for the pension lump sum, not the monthly annuity, the pension lump sum. And that lump sum is sizable, right? Some of the AT&T pensions, the lump sums are a bit smaller, but if your lump sum is several $100,000 or maybe into the millions of dollars, that's who this video is for. So if all of those things are true, everything I just said, if all of those things are true, then this video might be actionable for you. If you're years away from leaving AT&T, or you are not modified rule of 75, or you don't have a pension at all, this video might not be relevant for you. Okay, so just wanted to be really specific, really clear about who this video might be actionable for. Okay, so with that, let's get into the latest and greatest interest rates. And if after watching the video you have questions, you can reply to the email containing this video. That's one way to get a hold of us. We do monitor that inbox. Or you can click this Get Your Free Assessment button on our website, theretirementnetwork.com. There's an online scheduling tool. We also have a phone number. You'll get a live human being on the phone in our office, 800-361-0707. All right. So let's get into the latest rates. It's usually the November rates that matter. So these October rates are just for illustrative purposes, for information purposes. They are not, almost certainly not the rates that will be used to calculate your pension lump sum in 2023 and beyond. These rates change every month as well, right? So if you stay with the company beyond this year, we'll be monitoring these rates alongside you in future months, right? These rates change every month. They're not set in stone. It's a year-to-year exercise. So comparing October of 22 to November of 21. Again, it's the November of 21 rates that will apply if you commence your pension in 2022. Be very, very mindful of how your specific pension commences relative to your last day. AT&T has many different pension programs. They have slightly different rules in that regard. Some pensions allow for same day commencement. So your last day and your commencement date, they're the same day. Some are next day commencement. Some are first of the following month commencement. These rules are all hard-coded into the Fidelity estimate tool. So please be very, very mindful of that dynamic, okay? First segment, 5.1 compared to 1.02, obviously meaningfully higher in the first segment. That's the segment that's most influenced by what the Federal Reserve is doing. Second segment, 5.83 compared to 2.72. Third segment, 5.68. compared to 3.08. So meaningfully higher across the board. This is an impact that's well over 20%. So again, if you continue into next year, you leave the company next year, you commence your pension lump sum next year in 2023, you're looking at an impact that's upwards of 20%. If your pension is quite large, if it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions of dollars, then this impact is probably a six-figure impact. Okay, probably a six-figure impact. So a significant amount of money. But again, if you're going to stay with the company for 10 more years, then these particular interest rates are not necessarily consequential, right? A lot can happen in 10 years. Who knows where these rates are going to be in 10 years, right? Hopefully this is helpful. If you are leaving the company before the end of the year, just be really, really mindful of that commencement date. It works differently for the different pension programs. Also be mindful of the deferred lump sum option. Sometimes that throws folks off. That has a January 1st commencement, January 1st of 23 commencement. So probably something you don't want. You probably don't want a commencement in 23 if you're going to leave the company this year. All right. Let us know if you have questions. happy to schedule a time with one of our advisors. Otherwise, we'll see you next month. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving.